I'm glad you liked it. Okay, so we'll get Psycho in here when we get in here. So we have to catch Hockey up with what's been going on.
Yep.
So
I watched the first episode, so I don't know. You lost the second episode, so I don't know what happened.
So to catch you up and those who didn't get to participate in the second episode, any of the 2 viewers who's going to watch this on YouTube.
Yeah.
So after the cultists were defeated, our brave quote-unquote heroes explored a little bit, and then they were kind of forced to go back to their cell because some sort of bell rang, and all of the other townsfolk, all the other prisoners went back to their cells. Let's see. So Sylv went back to the cell. So did Geth. Dench decided to stay out in the open court, but James went to the cell. James turned around and saw Dench standing there, and then all of a sudden the warden came out and was kind of upset that Dench was there. So an irresistible force forced Dench face down to the ground. James tried to go help him, and ended up being forced to, but he resisted it at least a little bit better than Dench did. The warden declared that everybody had been arrested because of the crime of ignorance, but didn't really get much further into the speech. There may have been more, it's hard to say, because around that point, there was kind of like a massive rumbling explosion thing from the east side of the compound. Out of the east side came 3 additional people armed. One guy armed with like a sword and a crossbow, and 2 folks in robes behind them. Now, these folks probably would have been deadly in their own right, but unfortunately for them, James had rocks. So they didn't last for very long. After they went down, James and the rest were able to kind of investigate them and found that these folks didn't really have much on them. Yeah, that too. What Guest said. James didn't really find much on them. What they did find is that everybody had all 3 of these people actually had emblems on them. And in fact, I actually have.
Do you have one of those emblems?
I do. Here you go.
There we go.
You guys should be able to see that. So they found this emblem on each of the people. On the casters, it was kind of a pretty basic pendant on each of them, but important enough that they carried it. Made, I think I said it was of clay and black paint, if I remember correctly. And the thiefy guy, the kind of bandit guy, he had his kind of like burned onto his leather shoulder pauldron thing of his armor. Our heroes spent a few minutes kind of stripping them of what they had, which unfortunately was not much. And there was a little bit of investigation into the opening that they had come through, where they found that there was the opening in the building was kind of some sort of, I guess, implosion would be the word. A lot of very large blocks of masonry had just collapsed. And to James' consternation, there wasn't a lot of small rubble. It was basically big pieces and dust, which they were able to tell.
And he won't even let me crush things together to make little rubble. He says, nope, too big to pick up.
Well, to be fair, the smallest piece is about like 5 feet by 5 feet by 5 feet. If you'd like to try to crush that, I'll let you roll for it.
I'll do it.
Yes, the actual so what Geth is pointing out is that the emblem that you guys saw was the emblem of Noyetta. I'll go back over that in a second. They did explore, though. They found that this was, as far as I can tell, kind of like a controlled demolition, and that's about as far as they could get out of it, because unfortunately no one had enough of kind of a sense of what went on in that room. They spent a little bit of time.
So where's the breach in the wall?
The breach in the wall is going to be out of that eastmost place, kind of like right there. You can't really see it right now because we're not on the same map as the bigger map that'll show you the entire prison.
Okay, right there. Okay.
Yeah, but in the room past that, there's a breach. There is also a breach past this doorway in the top in the north, and then they decided to use this doorway to store dead bodies.
I think you might be drawing on the GM layer because I'm the only person marking the map.
Right, yeah, I'm drawing the GM layer.
Oh. Hockey, what you don't understand, not only did we store the bodies in the northwest, but I believe we stored them as if they're in a tea party, using corpses as furniture to prop up the other corpses.
as that's just only logical. I
Yeah,
understand that.
I mean,
Absolutely right.
they're not cordwood. You can't just throw them on top of
Yeah,
each
I'm
other.
working on the GM layer. Don't ask me why I'm working on the GM layer.
All right, don't say we as in I involved myself in any of that. All right, you
Yes, you
monsters
did.
did that yourselves. No, I did not do that.
Yeah, who did that actually?
It was James.
Wait, what? No. I don't. No, my guy does not desecrate corpses. You guys organize those guys into a tea party.
No,
Okay.
Geth
My
most
guy was
certainly
off
did
trying
not.
to be friends with everybody else and just freaked everybody out.
was it Psycho? Was it Psycho?
I
It
think
was Psycho. That's what it was.
I think it was
It
Psycho.
possibly could have been Psycho.
So
Okay,
this is
Never
what it
find
feels like on the
any of
other
my
end. Is that what you're
characters
saying?
desecrating a
Yes,
corpse.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so what also they learned, I can't remember who did the check on this one, but someone did a history or religion check on the symbols they found, and the symbol they remembered belongs to the goddess Noyetta, and Noyetta they were called as a goddess of both charity and luck, and she is kind of known for picking fights with other gods who she thinks is being particularly uncharitable. So
That's what I was supposed to remember.
Well, that's certainly not my god.
there you go.
That was Geth that made that check.
Yeah, there you go. So Geth made that check. Geth figured that out. I don't recall. Did Geth actually share that with the group? I don't recall if we
Not
actually
yet,
got to
no.
that.
No, we broke off before I was able to find a way to phrase that.
Okay, so at about this time, while you guys are kind of busy inside the jail, there has been a newcomer to the city, and this is not a rare thing because people come to the city all the time. You know, Androstrom has a lot of people who come in searching for various things, searching for gods, searching for the Folded Path, and also because, let's face it, a very gigantic city is probably going to have just about anything you want.
Yep.
Our kind of pseudo-hero right now has been kind of exploring around, generally doing their own thing. And Hockey, what you've seen recently, you've been out and about in a rather large section of the city, and you found what can only be described as a star fort. So are you familiar with that shape?
I see the map.
Okay. Let me flip you over to this one, or no, I have to drag you guys here, don't I? To bring you guys with me. There you go.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing: if you want to drag a person to a single one by themselves, you click on their portrait in one of the portraits that they have for their identification in the game, and you drag that. Up to
Really?
the
Yeah, you
thing.
can do it individually. Yeah.
And
Cool. I'm gonna have to remember that for the future. That's actually something I wanted to do
I
with you.
did not know that.
I was actually going to have you do this individually if you were here from the start, but timing didn't allow for that. So you are, what's kind of hard to see from here is I don't have a picture of the outside of the city here for you, but what you have here is a fairly large star fort kind of in the middle of the city.
Okay.
So you have a lot of, just blocks and blocks of buildings and markets and just kind of everything you'd expect to see in a very large city. And just sitting in the middle is this fort. And you kind of got curious about it because you've been told that they have some fairly decent crooks in here, people that you'd kind of expect that you'd be interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So from the outside, you were able to see that there was some plumes of smoke rising from the northmost and easternmost sides of the fortress. After kind of exploring, you were able to find that after kind of making your way in, it required a fair amount of swimming, unfortunately, because there is a moat surrounding this entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
But after making your way over, you were able to find that there was a way to squeeze your way in, the northmost wall specifically. While there is a lot of very large rubble, and it didn't land very well, there is a point kind of at the kind of highest, the apex point of that wall of rubble, that if you wanted to, you could get in if you want to try to track someone down.
Okay, so I'm infiltrating after the breach has been opened.
Yeah, this particular breach, the one you're going through, has been, if you were there early enough, it probably happened a good, probably 4 hours ago or so at this point. It's been there for a while.
Okay.
So let's...
Yeah, I'd like to go in.
Okay,
right.
So we'll get you in here. And as Hockey is going in... Let's see. Okay, Saf, I'll take a look at that a little bit later.
Alright.
Hockey, let me get you on here just so I can show you where you should be. Please, be nice. Roll 20. Do good
Make
things.
sure you're on the token layer.
we
There you go.
And I need to give you control of that.
Yeah, I was watching the first episode, screaming at it, saying, "You're on the GM, you're on the map layer."
It's okay, I was learning. Remember, that was a very impromptu thing. Okay, you should have control of that if you want to try to mess with that a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Roger, Dodger.
Okay, good. You have control.
Oh,
Awesome.
that's a nice looking token.
Okay, so everybody's got their tokens.
Mhm.
Okay, so what are you guys doing right now as Hockey's making his way in?
Wait, I'm making a perception roll. See what I see.
Okay, Hockey, if you want to do a stealth check, if you want to stay invisible, that otherwise we can just let it roll.
I calmly stride directly into the courtyard if there's a way.
Okay, the courtyard it's very big and open, so I think the scale on this is slightly bugged. No, it's actually good on this map right now. Okay, so the courtyard is about 120 feet to a side. It's fairly large. On the south eastmost point of the courtyard, where you see the hatch markings, that is a second floor balcony, constructed in such a way that there's no pillars on the underside that you could get onto. It's actually supported from the top by beams. From where you are, because of the angle that you can see it at, you can see that there's a podium of some sort around the kind of like that corner point. There's also a gallows up there that you can see. There's no one hanging it right now, but you can see it pretty well. So pretty open. It's very well swept, very well taken care of. Grass on the ground, things like that. So if you want to stride through, it's pretty easy, and it's also pretty easy for anybody to see you right now.
Okay. Bullrock sees a group of people in the courtyard, and he has a mission, and so he's going to approach and call out, "Greetings and good morning."
If I remember correctly, I had just finished raging.
Let's see. Were you raging for that last fight? I know you were raging for the first fight.
I know I raged the first fight. I think maybe I did. It's not marked down. I don't know because I was nearly dead by the time that fight ended, and they did not do enough damage.
Okay. So maybe not raging there.
Yeah, so not raging. It's just me recovering.
Okay.
So James, who aptly shares my name, surprising, approaches you. And did you announce yourself as Bullrock?
No, he's merely extended greetings.
I come up and I have a close fish and I've got something to show you. I've got something here, and I open you and I show you one of my more special pebbles. I say, "Do you have any pebbles, or do you have a stick?"
Bullrock eyes you calmly, but with an eyebrow raised. He says, "No, I do not have a stick."
How loud are you saying this, James?
Oh, just at full volume. Sure.
Hold on. James, you're scaring more people.
No. Check your shoe. You might have a pebble in your shoe.
Does Geth, after checking out the sigil, does he notice the strange one wandering off?
I don't think he's sneaking. So if you were to like lift your head and maybe look in a direction, you probably see him.
Bullrock slowly raises his slippered feet and rubs his hand along it and says, "I'm sorry, friend. I do not have a pebble in my shoe."
I'm gonna sigh and just drop right to the ground in a cross-legged stance.
All right, I'm gonna.
And Bullrock, he crouches down and sort of pats your leg, and he says, "When all is said and done, the weather, like your mind, are two elements about which one can never be sure."
That should have been like your mom. I really hope
I'm gonna beckon you close, and I'm gonna say, "Be careful. People around here are really strange."
He says, "Yeah." He says, "Life is short. It can come and go like a feather in the wind. I am ready."
Oh, feathers! And I stop up and I start looking for feathers.
Does our new friend have any visible weapons on him?
It's a very good question. That's not exactly how I wanted to bring it in, but I think that he
Sorry.
does actually.
I mean, he did sneak in.
Hockey, are your weapons visible?
Yeah, because I swam, I probably would have stashed my side weapon, so I probably just still have my glaive.
Okay.
Oh, that's
You
a very
notice
large
that
weapon.
we are sporting scimitars.
Okay.
Speaking
there's-
of which, I'm going to pull out one as I close the distance, but I'm gonna keep it at my side. I'm gonna say, apologies for James's ways.
Oh, I peek back up and I go, sir, have you eaten yet today? And I come up and I give you a berry, a good berry.
You gave me one like 2 minutes ago. You need
No,
to
no,
calm
no, the
down.
new gentleman.
Yeah, not you.
My thanks.
If I seem threatening, it is because our time in this place has not been particularly passive.
Bullrock sort of plants the bottom of his glaive in the ground, and he says, "Never fear. I mean you no harm."
I'd hope so.
Do you mean anyone here possible harm? What is your mission here? All of a sudden I get a little concerned.
And Bullrock sort of scans the group, and he says,
What? How'd you
"It
get in here?"
seems my quarry is not among you, so you have no fear."
How'd you get in here?
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
And I indicate behind me. I say, "There's a hole."
I look at
I-
boss and I
I
say, "Hey,
see-
boss, Drench, you told me that there was no. I looked. I swear there was no hole there."
I see my companions talking to this mummy-looking. I'm gonna start trotting forward a bit, and right when I get into range, I'm gonna cast minor illusion to make a small sign in front of this guy, and it's gonna say, "Who are you, stranger?" I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna give a. Well, I'm just gonna stand. I'm directly behind it with a hand on my head and nod.
I'm gonna make a very bold gesture. Say, "I warned you."
Bullrock takes a slight step back as the sign appears in front of him, and he says, "I am Bullrock Thunderseeker. I am here for my bounty."
All right. Another casting, which would be who?
I know not his name, only that he is a Duergar, a dwarf of the underworld.
All right. Well, you seem friendly enough, so shall grace you with my friend. I'll actually talk to you. It's like, well, I'm not sure which one of those are, but who did you say you were again?
Your
Bullrock
memory.
Thunderseeker.
For a man of magic, you seem to have a very bad sense of remembering.
And Bullrock is sort of following James around with his eyes, and he sort of
I'm looking for feathers.
to the aside. He says to Dench and Geth, "Is that one okay?"
Oh, the strange one. He's perfectly fine. Yeah,
He's harmless.
actually, out of anyone here, I'd say I trust him the most. He's honest. But where are my manners? My name would be Geth Hornraven. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
Good weather and happy storms to you, Geth.
Finally, someone that's nice.
For the 2 years that I've had James under my employ, he has not harmed anything and has made my bar actually very well kept. So I would say he's fine. He's a little strange, but that comes with the territory.
James, because you've been sprinting around this 120-foot area, you find yourself out of breath, and you're going to be at disadvantage for any check rolls for about the next 10 minutes.
So, okay, now I'm going to take the opportunity to just spin in place.
And Bullrock, seeing this spinning human, and hearing Dench's words, he nods and says, "Aye. When in the storm, the rain seems random, but once we are removed from it, we start to see the order in it."
This
You're
may
one of
be
those people.
a strange question, but What are you? You seem wiser than most humans, but I can't tell because of you. You see.
You can't just go around asking people what they are.
Jeez, Karen, you're so stupid.
You're,
Yeah.
I am Bulrock Thunderseeker. I am a devout follower of the Tempest Queen Gina.
Yes, but that's who you are. What are you?
I am merely a man.
And so probably not a half-orc. Well
When we
then,
get out of here.
And he indicates back behind him again. I said there's a hole. You can get out. There's a fair swim, but you can get out.
It's about time.
If you go back into that room, you're going to find the hole is at the very apex. You'd need some pretty good climbing gear to actually get out of that. It is literally about 10 feet above you and in the center of the room. So easy to get in, extremely hard to get out.
Human pyramid.
well,
If
I'd like to investigate that hole.
Okay, perception checks, folks.
That's what he said. Could not help it.
Bulrock is going to slowly do sort of a circuit and try and look into these side rooms.
Most of them are jail cells with creepy little people inside.
Oh, right.
The
That's
tea party
that's
is up that way.
corpse room. Sorry, that's the corpse room. I need to be over here.
Okay, so, Dench, can I get a perception check from you? And Hockey, can I also get a perception check from you for that one?
Oh, yes. I wasn't sure if you met me.
Yeah, this one's for everybody.
Perception.
Oh, lovely stuff. Okay, so first things first. So as Bulrock looks around, first of all, there is the corpse room that Geth is trying his best to not let you see.
And Bulrock pauses
I did
for a
not
minute
do that.
and then shakes his head and moves on.
So northwest, and also inside that room, you do see at least 6 bodies in there. So it's not it's pretty busy in there.
I did not do that. Yeah, I did.
The northwesternmost room there actually appears to be empty right now, and that is the only room that you see so far that has there's a like a set of iron jail doors, like barred doors.
Okay.
You can see that one's actually open. Every other room that you see, until you get around the southernmost point, each room is filled with kind of scared-looking folks. These look more like normal folks. There's no armor, there's no weapons. These folks are very unhappy, and it's not the same unhappiness you'd notice from someone who's been jailed for a while. They're pointedly unhappy with the folks you're talking to. Like, they're staring at them and pretty unhappy with them. But all of them are also behind iron doors that do not seem to be moving.
Are they human? Are they mixed races?
Kind of a mixed race, general population.
Do I notice a Duergar?
There are a couple of dwarves, none that you really recognize. Though you do see a guy, as you're passing the second doorway, so, yeah, the one you're parallel to, you do see a guy with a wooden leg, and that strikes your memory.
That's my buddy.
So that does strike your memory.
Wait,
However,
no, he's in that room?
Yeah, the one...
Yeah,
the
I'm
one
hanging
next
out.
to
I'm trying to talk to him.
Okay, so before you actually even have a chance to get too far over, Geth, James, and Bulrock, you guys notice some glinting light on top of the wooden partitions, specifically on the northernmost point of that balcony, and on the the northeasternmost point and the southwesternmost point. At about that same time, Saf, I don't know what you're doing. You're apparently looking to the tea parting room, picking your nose, something like that.
I'm just watching these guys with interest. It's a lot of fun to watch them.
So as that I'm not 100% sure. Let's see if this works. At the same time, you guys also notice that these fine gentlemen have entered through the bottommost, the southmost entrance, which is the only entrance that is not a cell. That's like more like a corridor. So we have 3 guys here. The main one, the one in the center, he's really the one that catches you guys' attention the most. Unlike everybody else, this person looks extremely well fed, to the point of kind of having like a beer belly. So Dench, you're specifically gonna recognize that.
Yes.
Long white beard. Actually.
So these guys emerged from a cell or from a side door?
So that southmost door, the one they're standing right in front of.
Uh-huh.
So while that does have a cell door blocking it, That is not a cell. That is a hallway deeper into the fortress.
Okay.
Right, it's like the entry hallway to this block, it looks like to me.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So let's
When they enter, I'm going to wave. Hi!
well, here's who you're waving to. So so you can see this
There's a
gentleman.
picture.
Yeah.
Hey,
You can see this gentleman. He again, he's kind of big. He looks well dressed. While he is wearing a fair amount of like armor on him, it looks mostly ceremonial. This looks like someone wants to dress to look nice to impress. On the other hand, his two friends behind him, their armor looks very much not ceremonial. That looks like real armor and fairly good weapons that they're wearing. All three of them step into the court that you guys are in, about 5 to 10 feet. They're not coming very far, just kind of standing there. And the gentleman in front, he's smoking his pipe, kind of clinches it between his teeth, and then crosses his arms and just kind of gazes at all of you. Doesn't really do much to begin with. He looks like he's sizing y'all up.
And what are his companions doing? They just sort of flanking him?
One of them... One moment. Just gotta check something on a character sheet real quick.
I'm going to have my special pebble, the really colorful one you said I had, in my palm. I'm going to come up. Look what I got.
So,
you guys got any pebbles?
Let's see. The one on the right is currently picking dirt out from underneath their fingernails with a very long weapon, a really long bladed weapon.
Okay.
And the one on the left is, that really lovely, like, threatening thing people do where they have something like a mace, something in their right hand, and they're kind of tapping their palm with it. That's what the one on the left's doing.
Well, Geth sees these guys. He's gonna scooch over to here. Sit down and cast minor illusion. A 5-foot-tall brick that matches behind me, and I hope that nobody notices.
So you understand you're doing this after he's already stepped in and has specifically looked at all of you and knows exactly where you are.
I'm aware.
Okay.
He's not a very bright wizard, okay?
Never said I was.
As long as we're on the same page. And James,
No,
What are these
I-
people that I'm trapped with? What is this?
So James, what exactly did you do?
I walked up with my special pebble. Could you re-describe to me how special that was? You said it had the colors and the little whatever gold glint or something.
So what I
gotta describe
recall
the
about
history of
this
this pebble.
special pebble is that after it traveled through the brain of one person, the stomach of another, it is covered in a layer of colors and fluids, some red, some purple. Generally doesn't smell very good. It's probably not dripping anymore because it's been a while, but...
No, you told me when I first found the pebbles, one of them was specially colored. I put that in my pocket and never used it. The bloody pebbles are in a different pocket.
We're not talking about the one that you like bulleted through someone. We're not talking about that one.
Brain biter pebble. No, that's not the one.
Brain biter.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember off the top of my head what was special about that one.
I believe it was colored and it had a little flecks of gold in it, is what you had said. So I am showing him that one because it's shiny and pretty.
So at about the same time you approach, the person on the right who was using a weapon to, take care of manicuring themselves, steps forwards and brandishes that weapon in your general direction.
I don't
approach.
I don't approach any closer, but I don't react at all to that.
With my background and my history, is there any way I could, try and size them up and determine whether they are hostile or not?
With that same notion, I'm gonna call out. So who are you?
Hockey, can I get an insight check?
And do you have the same intentions as those men over there? As I point towards the dead bodies.
Nice. So Hockey, as you're looking at these folks, what you can see is that on the center guy, the guy with the white beard, you kind of see like a shrewd look on his face, calculating look. As he's looking at you, it's not as much that he's sizing you up in like he's estimating your character. It's more like a rancher looks at a cow that is getting right on the chopping block. He is very much looking at you and seeing how much are you worth. So you can kind of see that. Maybe not necessarily the same, but this is a man who is estimating the value of you, not in your soul, but in your body and what you're actually worth, what he could get out of you.
Okay.
An actual gold assessment, or just like assessment of how much he could lift or work?
Hey, you didn't make the insight check. I did.
Well, I mean, to answer that, because you got a critical, so you get a fair amount of detail from this. To answer that, this is more not in gold. This is a person who, not slaver style, but this is a person who
Gladiatorial.
I was gonna say this is a person who buys and sells people. This is a businessman who is trying to see what can he make off of you in any capacity.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't be casting magic.
As for the two behind him, as far as you can tell, general thugs meant for intimidation factor. They are specifically posing, and you can kind of see that.
I sort of after this, I just sort of spread my feet a little bit and get set and bring my glaive up into my other hand and say to myself, "It is common for men to forget the storm when it is not raining."
God, you're one of those people.
So thankfully,
I love
you
it.
are a fair distance away. I need to change my color because I can't see what the hell I'm doing. That
Yeah, you
looks
should.
like a
There you
pretty.
go.
There's a pretty bright one. We like that. So thankfully, you're a good distance away, so he doesn't hear you.
Yep.
But Dench is also a good distance away, and either he doesn't hear you or he's not paying attention to you. It's kind of hard to say, given that you are like 90 feet away from him. But what he does do is this guy has like a voice. We're talking like that order's voice, like he speaks and everybody can hear. Yeah, that one.
Yep.
So as he speaks, he opens his arms, takes out his pipe in his right hand, and does that kind of that orders thing, addressing a crowd, but obviously the crowd is just you. He's looking at just you guys, and he says, "Friends, thank you so much for taking care of this extremely unprofessional incursion on these sacred grounds."
You're most welcome. I smile back at him, and I just sit down right at his feet and look up at him.
Upon hearing someone that sounds educated, I'd like to poke my head above the illusion.
And the whole while your hat has been above the illusion. You just thought you were high.
The entire time, yeah.
Actually, I'm curious. How high is his hat right now?
I'm 6'5".
Yeah,
and
that's
it's your
right,
Default
right.
wizard
wait,
hat is
wait,
probably another.
So here's
with the
thing.
hat, I'm
You were
about
talking-
6.
Go ahead.
Yeah, with the hat on, if I was standing full height with my hunch, I'm probably a little over 7.5 feet tall.
With a 5-foot wall. Got it.
Yeah,
yeah.
5-foot wall.
5-foot
You're
wall.
not even able
Well,
to
I-
hide behind it. So you
Well,
have to
I
crouch.
sat down. Well, yeah, 7.5 feet tall. I sat down. That knocks off about 3.5 feet. So we'll say I'm 4 feet tall. Yeah, actually, the hat would be behind it. And then I pop my head out.
I step a little bit closer as he's addressing us to sort of try and hear him.
Okay. I mean, keep in mind that this man is like loud.
Sure.
Unfortunately, the acoustics are not amazing, so Geth is gonna have a little trouble hearing. You're gonna hear him just fine though.
Okay.
So as he kind of gauges each of you, kind of sees that he has each of your attentions, his gaze kind of moves over to the fallen, like the two casters and the thiefy type who y'all had just taken down. And he kind of gestures and he says, I see that you've had no problem with the best that Noyetta can bring forwards. And you can hear the disdain and scorn in his voice. You know, he thinks nothing of the goddess of charity and her followers. So pretty obvious. He's either pretty happy with you or he really hates them. It's hard to say which.
Probably both.
Probably both. And then he turns to each of you and says, I would like to encourage you to join me in following Urama, in educating yourselves against this type of filth.
And Bullrock stiffens at that and grips his glaive a little tighter.
So
Is he wearing a symbol on his jacket that I might identify as a god?
Yes, actually. So if you look a little bit closer, and thankfully this is kind of, he doesn't hide this, but it's not obvious. So a little bit underneath this man's like beard, on that kind of like bone chest piece, you see that sigil. I hope y'all got that one.
So
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, out of curiosity, when he was saying, "How would you guys like to this?" How much of that did I actually catch?
Perception check.
About half.
What you probably got that far away, sitting behind your wall of ball
Nothing.
pit. You honestly, that's what I'm picturing in my head. You poking your head above a ball pit wall. You, based on tone of voice, you have a general idea of what he's saying. Between that and his gestures, you can tell bad feelings towards these guys, magnanimous feelings towards y'all. And you can hear the raise in tone at the very end of the question, signifying it's a question. But you're having a real tough time figuring out what the hell he's actually saying.
Well, I want to hear more from this man, so I'm gonna drop the wall and scoot up a bit closer.
I will call out. I'd much rather get back to my bar and live in peace.
I too decline your offer.
I don't know what your offer is, sir.
So
James is like, I got rocks.
James just sitting in front of him, juggling his deadly rocks.
Just juggling
this
with
one's
one
purple,
pebble.
and this one is red. I like this one.
So as Bullrock and Dench kind of decline the offer, the man's face kind of hardens for a second, and kind of this joyful and happy mask he's been putting on fades to kind of a pissed off guy, and then it's back. And then he says, "I don't think you understand the nature of this offer. You are all held by a god. You should be trying to get his goodwill, for you don't know what will happen if you decline."
What would happen if we accept?
I don't even know where I am. As I
Doesn't
said, I
matter
do
what
start
accent,
juggling
right?
the pebbles.
He's right. Where are we?
So as you question him, once again, arms spread wide. This time he's gesturing to the entire court, and he says, "You are in the center of one of Urama's priories, where we worship ourselves to knowledge and learning, and above all, following the great laws given to us by our God to ensure the best for everybody."
Is he
And
good?
At that, Bullrock just starts laughing uncontrollably, loud, abrasive laughter,
Mm-hmm.
almost offensive.
James, is that a outright question, or is that you asking me if the god or this guy's good?
No, that was an outright question from my character to
Okay.
the NPC.
The man looks down at James and kind of ignoring Bullrock for a time, but you can kind of see a twitch on his face as you laugh. And he says, "Of course Urama is good. If he wasn't, why would he bother making these laws to keep us safe?"
And at that, Bullrock stops laughing, looks up at the sky. He says, "The weather today is calm and sunny, but the air smells of bullshit."
I agree with you. There's a stench of shit on this guy's mouth.
I say, if you have a task for us and then we go free, is that how that works?
So as you all speak, it takes the man kind of a moment to kind of not even like a moment to process. You can tell, I mean, this guy looks intelligent. He's processing immediately, even though it takes him a second to, unjumble hearing three voices. He's processing. He's trying not to show his reactions. And the longer this goes on, the worse he's doing it. But he kind of gestures out to Dench and to Bullrock. It's not an outright point. This is not that, smite the unbelievers type point. But it's kind of an open hand gesture, and he says, "That type of thinking is what causes all the riots you see outside today. In here, we have safety, where you should not have even been attacked. You shouldn't have had to bring this upon yourselves." And then down to James he looks, and he says, "I ask but one thing, that you devote yourself to the law and bringing it to this great city."
Well, I am certainly personally devoted to following the laws. I don't think I've broken one. I found myself waking up here. I must have been sleeping somewhere I wasn't supposed to.
You were asleep in the bar about 2 hours ago, man.
It's a little bit longer
I
than
don't
that.
know.
You've been here you've been awake for at least 5 hours right now.
All right, extend that to 6 hours.
Okay, there you go.
So yeah, so I'm not even sure why I'm here, but you certainly won't find me causing any harm to any good.
The man.
Can I ask how your god feels about Nather Segedish? Or sorry for my pronunciation of that.
Isn't this the god that you told me to put in?
Yes.
You can't even
Doesn't mean I can pronounce his name. I can barely pronounce my own name, okay?
Is this the guy? Shut up. Continue.
So, as the name of this admittedly competing god, James, if James knows enough about
Well,
the
my
Fey
god is pure good. Yes.
Yeah, if you know enough about the Fey god, you know generally his background, that he really likes he likes his pranks. He loves kind of messing with people, good-naturedly, but he kind of messes with people. So the fact that the man in front of you, his face kind of hits this rictus of anger for a moment, really resonates with you for a moment. And then he kind of shakes his head and he says, "No god should play with mortals as he does." That is certainly, the things he does is certainly against the laws that we hold dear.
Well, he stays mostly to the Fae.
Even so, laws should be for everyone, not just the mortals.
No laws are broken when pranks are pulled.
No. What prank do you know whose humor is not based on the suffering of another?
If you call suffering a mild social embarrassment, is something not to be enjoyed because it breaks up monotony and it breaks up egos.
Do you not think that level of embarrassment comes with no cost? Being embarrassed
I-
unto yourself lowers you in the standing of all around you.
I'll be honest.
Well, but it's a leveler.
Serious.
Wait, what's up, Saf?
I'm like, I've taken the time to walk over to Balrock, and I lower my voice as I like talking to his ear. Like, to be honest, I've never heard him be this serious.
I think we're all taking
I think everybody's
notes.
notes on that. As you speak, James, the man snorts. This
But it
is-
does get me standing up and like, because you're discussing philosophy now, and I'm suddenly very serious. Yes.
Yeah. So the man snorts and says, "What leveler is this? Those that are higher deserve to be there because they earned it. Leveling them to the same level as those who would laugh at such misfortune is folly, and worse, illegal."
No, a lord can gain the affection of his subjects more by allowing himself to be humbled in their presence. It will make them to feel more beloved as a family member instead of a tyrant.
And as you say the magic word tyrant, that is when this man's arms cross. And anybody who knows anything about body language knows that all of a sudden you went from open magnanimous to I am a wall and I am royally pissed off. If this man was a cartoon bull, you'd have steam coming out of his nose.
Well, seeing him do that, I'm going to say, well, as long as we all bring good to the world, right? And then I'm just going to kind of like wander off and begin looking for feathers again.
I need a drink.
As James wanders off, the man looks at all of you, and whatever frivolity, whatever joy that had temporarily been on his features, it's kind of gone now. The talking of the strange one has kind of eroded anything that he had that may have been anything. Like, he's just showing pissed off. I can't even think of a word to use for this one. He looks at you all and he says, "I take it none of you wish to worship Yorama and take your place out of this court?"
Well, I would like to leave this courtyard, but I'm not much of a follower. Never been good at that.
Bullrock looks at the man, looks him up and down, Says, "You are a thunderstorm with no rain. My goddess will lead me out."
I need a drink.
And as you all speak, the man looks at you, shakes his head, and says, "The punishment for ignorance has been and always should be death." Roll for initiative.
Dun dun dun.
At least I'm way back here now.
Yeah, silly me moved up to have a conversation with the dude.
Okay, give me just a moment here. Let's see.
Well, you gotta adjust those.
He'll get
Yeah,
around to
I
it.
have to do it. I have to fix something real. No, I don't want to be.
Also, yeah, it's like I was gonna say that's about.
Those are the old ones. You've got some of the old ones in there.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and clear the turn order, and those of us who need to re-roll can put them back up in there. Or actually, you can just delete the ones in the top, and because ours should be in there twice.
Yeah, so let me take a look here. So, let's see. I'm seeing a
Yeah, so,
13.
James-
Okay, that
Oh,
23 doesn't belong
yeah.
there. Still doesn't belong there.
two
Still
23s.
doesn't belong there. I see Geth. I see Bullrock. I'm not seeing James, so I need to throw you in there.
Mm.
An 8, a 9, it's all the same. I didn't select
Zero.
That's okay. Fine.
You
There we
don't.
go, a 10. 8, 9, 10. All the same.
I see a 6, an 8, and a 10. I don't see a 9.
Well, actually, right, it should be a 6. I was.
There we go.
You're losing.
What a
them.
bunch
not
of
even
controls.
What you can do, Nye, is you can select his token and right-click on it, and up at the top it says "Add Turn," and it'll just pop it right in there.
Okay, hold on. Let me do that because that way
You can do that with, you can do that with the NPC tokens too.
Neat.
Neat.
Now, at about this time, before you guys can even respond, because again, you know, evil dude and all that stuff. By the way, he has turned and he's heading out, so that's going to start his turn.
Oh, he's leaving his little.
He's
little
leaving.
mention?
Oh,
Leaving his cronies to handle us.
He's leaving his-
Oh,
he's leaving
okay,
his
that doesn't work the way I
boyfriends.
thought it did. Okay.
That's a
cool.
mistake.
So he's heading out. So before your guys' turns start, da.
Da-da-da-da-da.
You guys should be able to see that.
See, oh, 3 up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Just got a little bit more interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that is
How high is that ledge?
It's second story, so typically around 9 to 10 feet high.
Okay.
So unfortunately, comfortably out of range of just running up, jumping, things like that. From a decent distance, which all of y'all should be right now. I think even guests should be able to see atop that ledge, given where these folks are.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. Give me 1 second, guys, so I can actually get this rolling. Okay, so as he leaves, 3 crossbows are shot. So let me
Oh, dang.
get this going. So 1 is going to be shot at Dench, 1 at Geth, 1 at James. As the 3
All
closest
right.
people.
So the order is Seth, me, and James. Let's see how this goes.
So,
What about Sylvanos there?
because his player's
He's
not here,
incorporeal.
we're gonna pretend he's not there.
Oh, that's right. That would be Psycho.
That's
Okay.
Psycho. So Dench, that's at you.
Yep.
Okay, that
Wait, where's Saffron?
that's
Dench.
all the way over there.
Over there. By the way, it doesn't hit.
Should be-
Come on.
That
I just need to zoom
on.
out.
that
20.
doesn't hit.
Nope, I have an AC of 16.
Wow, nice. Okay,
Come on, 20.
number 2
Yeah,
at Geth.
that
That hits.
absolutely hit.
Okay. And number 3 at James.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
In case you were wondering.
Had to question it. Okay, now let me get everybody to actually roll their initiative now that we got that slight surprise attack round out of the way. Okay,
What's
so
that sound?
that should be... Did I do this right? Yep. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the douchebag. Okay,
And the douchebag.
absolutely.
A douche. Oh, great. One of the archers is above me. Lovely.
Okay, so as we start,
Maybe.
let's see, who is this? Okay, first guy. So guy on the lower right. I need to give him a token to indicate he's doing this. This guy spends his turn reloading.
Hmm?
And douchebag walks out through the bottom doors, which clang shut behind him.
Okay.
Dench, it's your turn.
What's there to do?
Clang.
Thinking.
Kalang.
Sadly, I don't have things to throw.
Do you not? Oh.
Nope. All I have is scimitars, and those don't do very well when thrown.
Just
I don't
gotta
know.
believe.
We've seen some very silly stuff happen before.
How come the scaling's off here?
I don't know.
know. I haven't been able to figure that out. It works from some things and doesn't work from others.
It's your geometry type you selected on the page, so it's Euclidean geometry, which is I think is the correct way to do it.
See, in a straight line it works good, but
Right,
as soon as you go
diagonals.
diagonal,
Well, that's actually measuring the diagonal because
It's
like,
Euclidean space.
It's
Right,
Euclidean,
Euclidean.
so it's actually measured
oh,
diagonal.
there you go.
Yeah, I just updated it. So
You just fixed it. There you
we'll
go.
use
Cool.
regular for here. If we when we get to big maps, we'll go ahead and go back to Euclidean. Most just for ease of counting.
Yeah, because there's not a whole lot of variation in height for us. There's no hills or
Yeah.
any wonky stuff, so no reason to.
All right.
So sit on that for a bit.
I'm going to close the distance.
Yeah, have fun.
Then I'm
Have
going
fun.
to rage.
Okay, you're gonna make me look up the rules on raging again because I can't remember how it works.
Yep.
He gets extra damage and resistance against piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing.
Oh, so basically all these guys do. Good.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty strong early game.
Advantage on strength checks. Bonus the damage roll. Nice. And resistance is half damage, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So you just did a charge straight forwards.
Yep.
Lovely.
That's all we can do. Bring it.
Okay. Geth, your turn.
All right. Was gonna do something clever, but upon seeing a crossbow bolt punch another hole in flesh, I'm gonna turn tail and just fucking book it. Far away can I get from these assholes? All right. Perfect.
you can't. I want to go.
Come again,
Nothing. Go ahead.
and that'll be my turn. 'Cause
You're not
it's-
gonna. Okay.
Yeah, I dashed, so good. No actions, no spells. I'm pretty much spent at half health.
I mean, that's not a
Turn.
terrible idea on his part.
Yeah, last time I didn't run, James, I was eaten by snakes. Don't you remember?
Well, also worth noting is that crossbows do have a maximum range.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think you're there.
Yeah.
But
No.
okay. So it is currently this guy's turn. He is reloading. It is now... Okay. So it is now the spiteful one near Dench. They all have names, everything, even though they're going to die very, very fast. Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything, because some of this stuff did not go correctly, as far as I can tell. Just gotta look this one up to make sure there's no extra stuff on this one. Those are not the right... What the hell? That's not the right page. That is the right page. That's not the right page. That is the right page. Okay, okay, apparently everything went correct. Okay, so Dench, because you happen to put yourself right between two characters who really don't like you, the one who was kind of working at their fingernails with their sword swings at you with it.
Nope.
So as they swing, they're trying to do it, but unfortunately, lots of dirt on something kind of messes with the handling. So it swings just kind of whiffs past your arm, and they're kind of confused because that's not generally how aerodynamics works. This last guy up in the right-hand corner is reloading. And that's going to make it Bullrock's turn.
Awesome. Okay, I will also close the distance. 5, 6. And you guys are way too far away. Let's see. I will. I will cast Fog Cloud.
Man, just as bad as those goddamn pebbles.
Oh, 20-foot radius.
Yeah, no, Fog Cloud is surprisingly big at first level. Great.
All right, I'm gonna put it
Right where my origin is. Covers all those guys, but
Does it cover up here too?
Yeah.
It does.
It's like a 20-foot
Covered,
sphere, isn't it, or something like that?
Nice. Okay.
20-foot radius.
Yeah, and I think what is it? 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's a sphere. So,
Sphere. Well, it's a sphere because you changed it back to these coordinates. A circle is now a square.
Mm.
Well, the blue squares mine. I'm just giving you an idea
this'll
of how big.
this will end up working.
Yeah.
There's it should work if you're gonna have to put that fog up in the air, so it's not gonna it'll.
No, the fog itself is like 20 or 40 feet high, I think.
It's a 20-foot radius sphere fog.
So yeah, if I put it
Yeah.
20 feet up in the air, then it covers a point at the ground, but where they're 10 feet in the air,
Yeah.
that's what I'll do is I'll put it 10 feet in the air so the maximum radius is right where they're
Right.
at.
That's what I was wondering if you were gonna do. Okay. So they will be covered for their next turn. Sounds good. Anything else you want to do?
Nope, I moved and I cast, so I'm good.
Okay. James, your turn.
All right.
That's a very long distance.
Yes, but I only need to get within 60 feet.
That is a good point. Who are you aiming at?
Oh, it's 65 feet.
Do you have any movement left?
Not on my normal move, no.
It's a shame.
Oh, wait a second. If I trace back because you're using those coordinates, no, I still wouldn't get.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it like this. That way we get more of an easy thing to look at.
You see, that's still 30 feet like this, right? I can move 30 feet, and it's all 30 feet.
Yeah, but the problem is you'd get a fraction of your
Here.
5-foot move otherwise. And so I'd have to figure out how much of a
Okay.
fraction you're into the next square.
Well, that's why you turn it back to Euclidean geometry, and you just use those distances. If you did it like this, then that's... Oh, it still doesn't bring you close enough anyway. Forget it.
Yeah.
So I guess I am going to take the dodge action. No, wait. Yes, take the dodge action.
Okay, so that's you get advantage on on the next roll against you?
Anybody who attacks me gets disadvantage.
Anyway, it actually gets disadvantage. Okay. Okay. So now we move on to this jerk. And I think Dench is about to agree this person is a jerk. So,
Meh.
well, here's the thing. You happen to be right next to him. So, here's the thing. This guy's a jerk, and one of the big things about him is he's a jerk who likes having friends. So, he gets advantage on both these rolls. Do either of those
Only
hit
one.
with advantage?
Only one hits.
Okay, I'm
It's the bottom
going
one.
to the bottom one. Okay,
Yep.
16.
so 6 bludgeoning for you.
3.
So, not too terrible, I don't think, but
Nope.
it's there. Man, you guys have such luck with the rolls,
It's
and I
gonna
cannot
add
make
up.
good rolls happen.
If he's getting advantage, that kind of stuff's going to add up.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
gets advantage on, at the very least, Dench right now. Okay, next person
There's a giant cloud in their way.
There is a giant cloud in their way. I have to figure out how that works, actually, because I don't have a bookmark on site for this one.